Happy Friday. This is Ron Smith. How are we doing today? Hey, just want to talk to you about a couple of things. In fact, this is something you may want to consider sending out to your clients because might be some of this information for them to hear. So here's what's going on. We've all seen, in the first half of this last year, 2022, rates went up. Well, basically doubled in like 6 months. So we were in the threes and then we're in the sevens. So rates are actually working their way down. Inflation is doing exactly as we were predicting. In fact, information came out yesterday, spot on what we thought was going to happen. So we're absolutely on the right track on that. So rates were, like I say, in the sevens. Now we're in the low sixes. So I was seeing rates like 6 3/8. So and what's also happening is rates will continue to decline. We believe that by summertime, we're probably going to be near five, somewhere near five. Again, it's that crystal ball thing. So, and we also believe that in 2024, next year, we're probably going to be in the 4.5% range. So that's where we're headed. And that is actually fantastic news. And people need to hear it because I think that what's happening is because rates went up, we have created this pent up demand for people. People still want to buy homes, but they're on the sidelines right now for whatever reason. Because maybe it's because that 7% rate made it so it was just too expensive. They couldn't qualify for what they wanted anymore. Or maybe they just weren't willing to pay that big of a mortgage payment because maybe it was $1,000 more a month. Who knows? So what's happened is it's creating a pent up demand for people because again, people are sitting on the sidelines. So what we're seeing is that, and what we believe, and again, we're hearing this from multiple people. But when we see rates somewhere around 5.5%, that seems to be the magic number. You tell me. People are saying, okay, we're going to get active again. So people haven't stopped from wanting to buy, but they're just on the sidelines. So once the rates get to a palatable point, they're going to become active again. Right now, we are in a buyer's market. Sellers are having a difficult time selling their properties. So they're much more willing to make concessions. So I was talking to some folks last night. They're looking at a $500,000 price range. And so one of the tactics that we talked about was, okay, let's say you find a $500,000 house. And because it's a buyer's market, maybe you talk to your real estate agent and they're saying, okay, maybe we can offer 480. An option might be something to consider. What if you offered them 495 instead of 480? And at that point, you ask them to pay $15,000 towards your closing costs and or interest rate. You're still offering them that 480 because they're taking that 15,000 off out of their profit. And now you've used that money and you buy down the rate, and then you save the money and keep that in your own pocket as far as closing costs, those types of things. So, and one of the reasons I'm saying that is because right now, buying down an interest rate is extremely attractive. I've been doing this for over 30 years and is right now some of the cheapest times that I've ever seen to buy down an interest rate. Normally, when you buy down an interest rate using discount points, for every 1/8 in interest rate, it typically costs 3/8 to 0.5% in discount points. 1 point is equal to 1% of your loan amount. So if you had a $400,000 loan and it's a 0.5 point, that's $2,000, right? So what I saw and looking yesterday, I was able to actually look for one discount point was buying down a full percent in interest rate. I've not seen that before. So great opportunity to buy down rates to get something more palatable for yourself. If we can get the seller to do it, all the better, right? So, because what's gonna happen, there is a window of opportunity that is open right now. And I believe in the middle of January that we're sitting at right now, that window is going to close in like the next 120 plus ish days. Again, that's a crystal ball. But we are currently in that buyer's market. It's going to close because as rates come down, which they will, and they are, then we're going to get this activity, these people that are on the sidelines coming into the market. And then all of a sudden, you're going, because of supply and demand, that supply is going to get sucked up. and we're going to be back into a seller's market. So windows of opportunity open, windows of opportunity to close. That opportunity is available right now. You probably won't have that same opportunity in, let's say, June or July. You'll probably be paying on that same $500,000 house. You may be having to offer 510 or 520 because of that supply and demand and multiple offers on the property. Take advantage. I mean, don't we all wish that we would have taken advantage of that window of opportunity that opened and closed on a 2.5% interest rate? They were there. So, anyways, so the other thing that we are doing as a company for Cross Country Mortgage is we see what's going on and we are reacting to the market. So this week we are now opened up a program. If you purchase a home between now and March 30th, and then you make a minimum of 6 payments, you can come back to us and we will actually, and potentially refi when rates get down. So, because again, we believe they are, then you've got up to 2 years to do it. And we will pay up to $1,500 towards your closing costs. That covers, underwriting fees, processing fees, those kinds of things. The other thing that is likely is if you have a conventional loan and you have good credit, the likelihood is when you do that refi, you'll probably get an appraisal waiver, which means no appraisal required either. So again, those costs can be very, very attractive. So you get the house for less than you wanted. You got the house that you wanted. And also, houses are going to continue to appreciate. So that $500,000 house today might be worth, 5% more in the summertime. So again, we don't know that. But if you can get the house you want and then ultimately get the rate you want, it's a win-win. So hopefully that helps. Give me a call if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer them. Ron Smith, 541-735-9857. Have a great weekend.